Hi, my name is Dr. Jennifer Perez. I'm a board-certified pediatrician with 2 decades of clinical experience, and I'm here to welcome you and congratulate you on finding us at MPower Wellness. At MPower Wellness, we treat a couple different groups of kids and their families. I'm a board-certified obesity medicine specialist, so we certainly focus on children who are suffering with overweight, but we also take care of kids who are struggling with their mental health, whether that's anxiety or ADHD, and we also take care of kids who have chronic medical conditions like migraines and constipation or acne and asthma. And we really take a different approach than what we do, for example, in my general pediatric practice. So you may have seen us on Instagram, you may have been referred to us from your general pediatrician, and you might be wondering what's different about what we do as opposed to what happens in a general medicine practice. So when you go to see your pediatrician, you go for your general checkup, or maybe you're going in for your follow-up for your chronic condition, and your pediatrician has 20 minutes in their day to hit the big picture highlights, right? What's been going on in the 3, 6, or 12 months since you've seen them last? What's going well? Where are you struggling? What medication changes do you need? Do you need lab work done? Do you need a referral? That's a lot to get done in a really small window of time. But maybe you are lucky enough, you get a great visit, you get an hour-long visit, you leave with a plan, you leave motivated. But what happens is what happens to all of us. We leave, life gets in the way, we get pushback and resistance from our kids or from ourselves that they don't want to make these changes. Our habits that we had really great intentions about fall off, and then 3 or 6 or 12 months come around, we go back to the pediatrician and we just sort of haven't made a lot of progress. So what we try to do through our 2 programs, Rise and Shine at MPower Wellness, is fill the gaps for those in-between times. So during those in-between visits, what you get at our introductory level is a library of videos, courses hosted by me, a board-certified pediatrician and obesity medicine specialist, not a social media influencer. And in those videos, you get information, implementation strategies, and tools on how to deal with resistance, pushback from your kid and from yourself when it comes to especially lifestyle, which is what we focus on at MPower. So nutrition, movement, sleep, mental health, deep interpersonal connections, a lot of the areas where we don't have time in general pediatrics to put in our energy, our time, our focus. This is where we get the time to work on those things that matter in our everyday lives. You also, at your introductory level, get to have a podcast that's hosted by me where we take patients' feedback. What are people struggling with? And let's make that a 10-15 minute topic that is relatable to many of us. In our introductory level, we also have a community function. So we all get to talk about what's working well, we get to talk about our challenges and our strategies, and we get to lift each other up and help each other out. So that's a great place for many families to start to supplement the care they're getting from their pediatrician and maybe even their subspecialist. If you feel like you need more than that, if you need a higher touch point, our next level up, you get online virtual with me. So we set very specific goals and guidelines, not in general, but for you, your child, and your family. And weekly, we check in and we see how those things are going so that you get that high touch point so that you don't fall off and fall away. And in between your weekly check-in, you get to direct message me. Things come up, things are different, things are hectic, things are going really well, and you want to know what to do differently. We know that from the scientific research, the higher the touch points, the more frequent the visit, the better your outcomes. So at that next level up, you get that more frequency of visits, more frequency of touch points. I will say this is not a replacement for any of your medical care. This is really coaching at this level, but from a physician who has a significant knowledge base. When you move up to our 3rd level, that's really when you get me as a specialist. So in our medical level, you come in person, you have a medical appointment with me, It's an in-depth history and a physical, oftentimes lab work, sometimes medication. We can talk about vitamin supplementation. We can look at the medications your child may already be taking and see if those need to be modified, which I always do in conjunction with the prescriber. And then you also, in the meantime, get to roll in to the weekly check-in program, and you get to see me then again in person every 3 months. So we have lots of different levels of care at different price points for different families. And I would love for you to take a look and see what fits best for you. Our pricing is incredibly transparent. So feel free to download the supplement that you can get with this video to take a look at our pricing. And you can go to our website to sign up at whatever level works best for you. Feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you might have.